What's up Cloud Gamers, welcome to the Cloud Gaming Extreme channel. In this here video today I am going to be showcasing some cloud enabled games with Xbox touch controls via the Android Xbox Game Pass app. In September last year, Xbox launched their first game with Xbox touch controls, and that was Minecraft Dungeons. Xcloud's beta phase has seen touch controls one of the top requested features, and as of today there are over 50 games that you can play with touch controls. Full disclaimer before we get right into this video, my internet connection is 100 down and 10 up. I was playing on an Android 1 Plus 5T, which is 4 years old now, and obviously was connected via Wi-Fi, but my Wi-Fi was 5 GHz instead of 2.4. As we click play on Sea of Thieves, one thing I did notice was the load time from hitting play to being on the main screen of the game was only just over a minute, so that wasn't too bad. And as you see as well on screen, we have our touch controls. The first thing I thought was, oh my god, where is my left stick, my right bumpers and my triggers? Because as you see, this does not look like a controller setup right now. But one thing that I did find pretty sharpish was if you click the controller pad in the top left of the screen, you can actually change the controller layout for touch on the screen, which I think is fantastic. You can switch back to basic controls, which shows a more generic controller layout. You can also turn on the gyro sensors as well and adapt the sensitivity, but what I'm going to say is that is extremely difficult to work with, much more difficult than the touch controls themselves. The one fault that I did find actually, and you see it right now in the top left corner, the red banner with the X and it says basic, that's just letting you know that you are on the basic touch controls. That will not go away. Every time you touch that, it just goes back to the initial touch layout. So what I done in this case was when you exit the game, you are asked for feedback. So I've submitted this as feedback and hopefully they can address it at some point, because they could just leave the controller symbol in the top left the way it was, the way I found it in the first place, and then it's not covering up so much of the screen in the top left, which would be fantastic. So now I'm in and I'm using the touch controls. The first thing I notice, it is extremely difficult to realise where your fingers and your thumbs are on the screen, because with a conventional controller you have an end zone where you cannot push that thumbstick any further. On touch you don't have that, so at times I find my fingers wandering off the area that I actually need to touch. So I'm trying to watch where I'm walking, where I'm moving, where I'm looking, but I'm also trying to look at the screen as well and focus on where my thumbs and my fingers are so that I don't stray off the touch control area. It does take a bit of getting used to, but after a little while it sort of got smoother. It's not ideal, listen, you're never going to beat a controller on a console, but for on the go, this is fantastic. This is a top class game right now, Sea of Thieves. It's got such a huge fan base, the game is really really good, and you can literally take it anywhere with you now without a controller on the touch. It's fantastic. In terms of responsiveness on the controls, I would say 95% of the time they were pretty accurate. The other 5% I'm not sure if it was me straying off the control area on the screen, or if it was a bit of latency, a bit of lag on the inputs, because we are playing via Wi-Fi on an Android device. But again, 95% of the time is pretty damn good right now. The next game I checked out with the touch controls was Dragon Quest XI. Now as you see straight away while it's loading up, we have the generic Xbox controller layout on the screen, but as it loads in, the new version loads up straight away into the game. And one of the first things you notice is me getting stuck trying to go over a bridge, because I am not very good with these controls right now, unfortunately. But it does get easier the more you use it. And what I will say is Dragon Quest is quite a good game for touch controls, because it's not fast paced, it's not demanding on real time actions or reactions to other players or enemies. One thing I do like about the layout for the touch that you see on screen right now is the different icons beside the buttons. So you've got your little hand beside A, you've got your jumping symbol beside B, and then you've got your map symbol there beside X, and even in the right thumbstick area it's inscribed with a little eye to let you know that that's how you look around. I think that them little touches are very very nice on this. However, the confusing thing is the left and right bumper. They are down the bottom right of the screen, whereas I would expect them to be at the top of the screen somewhere. But again, it's just play along, get a feel for it, and before long you remember where all the buttons are. So seeing these touch controls enabled on these fantastic games, I thought let's try a game that's maybe a little less demanding. So I've jumped into Spire. The inputs are not as fast paced even as the others. You can play away at your own pace, and they work really well for this game, and being able to take this sort of game on the go is fantastic. Not needing to worry about hoofing out a big controller, you know, taking that with you on your daily routine. You can just pop out on your phone and pull up a game like this. Play for 20 minutes while you're on the bus, train, whatever. Not worry about connecting your controller. It's absolutely brilliant. So I've started to get a feel for the touch controls now, so I think let's try a more demanding game, and I see Gears 5 is on here, so it opens it up, and thanks to Marchief who gave us a little tip about laying the phone flat on the table so that you can use more of your digits. Well, I tried that and I'm running around and it's much more smooth, but as you see, as soon as the combat strikes, it all goes to dust and it's extremely difficult to aim. So absolutely kudos to anyone that can do this, by the way. Fair play. I am going to need to stick at it for a while yet before I get the hang of it. Well folks, I hope this has given you a good idea of what the touch controls are like on the Android app on Xcloud. If you've used it, let us know in the comment section below. As always, we'd love to hear your thoughts. And stay tuned to the channel because, as you may remember, Xcloud added a lot of backwards compatible games recently. Unfortunately, only 3 of them have touch controls, but stay tuned to the channel because we will have a showcase of these backwards compatible games running on the PC app. So you don't want to miss that. So make sure and like this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel and ring those bells for the upcoming videos. Until then, stay safe and keep on gaming.